Law is Assembly Bill 1421, and Assisted Outpatient Treatment Program, or AOT, is the implementation of that law.
Laura's Law is the California law that permits the implementation of assisted outpatient treatment, which is treatment for individuals who are resistant to treatment. In California, there are multiple counties, approximately 6 or 7 counties that are implementing assisted outpatient treatment. Here in San Diego County, we will be implementing effective April 1st, 2016. And it's going to be a county-wide service for the residents of San Diego.
The assisted outpatient treatment is designed to help individuals that have been reluctant and unwilling to seek treatment, behavioral health treatment, and who are at risk for grave disability or their mental illness has been so severe that they're at risk of harming themselves or others.
The assisted outpatient treatment here in San Diego is one that will include referral from a family member or from the hospital or from the public safety sector to what we are determining the in-home outreach teams, the IHOT teams. So the first contact should be with the IHOT teams. These are IHOT teams that are county-wide. In San Diego, we have 2 contractors that will provide that service, Mental Health Systems Inc., as well as Telecare Corporation. And once the referral is made to IHOT, the individual will be outreach and engaged into services voluntarily. This is very key here because the law, assisted outpatient treatment, Laura's Law, really throughout the process must offer to the individual voluntary services. And if the individual does not take on those services voluntarily, then the assisted outpatient treatment clinician, licensed mental health clinician, will do the face-to-face examination to determine if the individual meets the 9 criteria. But if the individual is resistant to that, does not meet with the clinician for a face-to-face examination, then there may be a petition to the behavioral health director's office for court-order assisted outpatient treatment. So you can see that a process has various steps, always maintaining the rights of the individual and the protection of those rights, at the same time in pursuing the evaluation or the examination for assisted outpatient treatment.
An AOT participant's rights in the program are they can still choose whether or not to engage in the program. They can still choose whether or not to participate with medication, with the mental health rehabilitation services. They can choose to be homeless if they wish to. There are no negative repercussions if they choose not to participate in the program.
The assisted outpatient treatment in San Diego County is one more tool that we will be able to utilize for individuals who are resistant to treatment. There are multiple ways that individuals can access services. Family members can access in different services for their loved one. But assisted outpatient treatment is a program for individuals who are resistant to treatment and may be court ordered for treatment. There are actually 9 criteria that assisted outpatient treatment has, including the individual must be 18 years old, the individual must also have a serious mental illness, and the individual must also have a history of untreated mental illness. The person may also have had in the past few years serious violent behavior or attempts or threats of violent behavior that could be considered as part of the 9 criteria as well.
there doesn't need to have been a formal diagnosis prior to referral. The nature of the in-home outreach and assisted outpatient treatment programs are individuals that are resistant to treatment are our clientele. So individuals may never have seen or been in long-standing treatment to have been diagnosed in the past. Or for instance, if an individual is in young adulthood and just now presenting with severe symptoms, there might not be a diagnosis yet. However, both programs, IHOT and AOT, have licensed clinicians that are able to witness those severe symptoms and then in turn diagnose.
Assisted outpatient treatment does not court order for medication. It does court order for treatment that is comprehensive, that is integrated. There is clinicians and psychiatrists, nursing, there is supportive employment and supportive housing for these individuals. But ultimately, the key here is that the individual is encouraged and is supported into treatment. But it does not court order for medication. It can encourage the person to take medication, but it is not a court order for medication.
So the assisted outpatient treatment, there's a step before the assisted outpatient program, and that's the in-home outreach teams, which are the referring programs. So if an individual is referred to the IHOT team, then we utilize skills to engage that individual in relationships, in socialization, in resources, to link them to resources. And if that individual at that point volunteers to engage in services, they would stay in the holding pattern at IHOT and link to as many resources as possible.
I think the goal of Laura's Law here in San Diego County and elsewhere is really to provide the opportunity for individuals who are resistant to treatment to be given the opportunity to voluntarily accept treatment, to engage the individual in services, and if the individual continues to be resistant, then the assisted outpatient treatment helps them ultimately and their families to get access to services. And it's a type of service that is going to be ongoing for at least the initial amount of time, which is 6 months. Gives the individual the opportunity to meet with clinicians, with their psychiatrist, their doctor, to ensure that they are receiving the proper treatment according to their clinical presentation. One of the things that I often think and have done throughout my professional career is work with family members. And foremost, the key to understanding what assisted outpatient treatment is, what conservatorship is, or anything else related to mental health is really the empowerment of educating yourself as a family member around what my sons and daughters' mental health issues are, what their mental illness is, and what are the resources in the community that are available to include assisted outpatient treatment. But certainly is the empowerment of education is key, and also to be able to share with others as a similar situation is also very empowering and healing, I think, for family members to join support groups and be educated.
For me, it's been a great option for people who may not have been successful in other full-service partnership programs, who have been repeatedly hospitalized or incarcerated due to mental health conditions, and to avoid conservatorship, so they get the treatment that they need to fully integrate into the community. Our first graduate disclosed to us that for the first time he didn't feel alone with his mental illness, and that helped him to realize that he can make a difference. He can be a fully integrated member of society. He had 13 hospitalizations prior to coming to the FSP. He completed the 6-month program, and now he's a full-time college student and is looking for work part-time.